Ever been in a situation where everything is crashing down and everyone's looking at you for answers? I've been there, and I know how hard it is to stay composed when chaos hits. In this video, I'm going to share powerful strategies that help me lead under pressure, stay calm in the storm, and make decisions when it mattered most. If you want to master the art of crisis leadership, this is for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more real-world leadership tips and mental strength strategies. Let's take control, starting now. 10. Control your physiology. First, leadership doesn't start with the mind. It starts with the body. When a crisis hits, your body goes into survival mode. Your heart rate increases. Adrenaline floods your system. Your muscles tense. Your brain becomes reactive, not strategic. In this state, you don't make decisions. You make mistakes. That's why elite leaders start by managing their physical state. Navy SEALs, for instance, train relentlessly in high-stress environments. One of their secrets? Controlled breathing. It tells the body, you're not in danger, you're in control. By grounding yourself physically, you create space for your brain to function at its highest level. You shift from reactivity to intentionality. And in a crisis, that shift makes all the difference. 9. Accept reality without delay. The longer you spend denying the crisis, the more power it gains over you. Delusion is a luxury you cannot afford when the stakes are high. Great leaders don't waste time wishing things were different. They accept what is, immediately and completely. This is known as the Stockdale Paradox, named after Admiral James Stockdale, a Vietnam War POW. He said, "You must retain faith that you will prevail in the end, regardless of the difficulties. And at the same time, you must confront the most brutal facts of your current reality." That balance, faith, and realism is the hallmark of powerful crisis leadership. 8. Remove emotion from decision-making. Emotions are natural. In fact, they're human. But when a crisis hits, emotion-driven decisions can lead to disaster. Leaders who allow anger, fear, or ego to take the wheel often end up making reactive choices that damage trust and escalate the problem. Instead, top-tier leaders create a mental framework to pause and evaluate before acting. The OODA loop, observe, orient, decide, act, is a concept originally developed for fighter pilots. It forces you to assess the situation, understand your position, consider options, and then take calculated action. You don't ignore emotion, you just don't let it lead. 7. Communicate clearly, honestly, and often. One of the first casualties in any crisis is communication. Rumors spread, misinformation multiplies, silence becomes confusion, which is why great leaders over-communicate in times of uncertainty. Clarity becomes your superpower. Be honest about what's happening, even if it's bad. People would rather hear difficult truths than comforting lies. Use short, direct language. And repeat your key messages often. During the early stages of the COVID-19 pandemic, some of the most effective leaders were those who addressed the public regularly with empathy and facts. 6. Ruthlessly prioritize what matters most. Crises create overwhelm. Hundreds of problems, questions, and requests will demand your attention all at once. Trying to solve everything is a trap. It spreads you thin and dilutes your impact. Effective crisis leaders know how to say no to the non-essential. They zero in on the few key actions that will stabilize the situation or prevent further damage. This is where frameworks like the Eisenhower Matrix or the Pareto Principle, the 80-20 rule, become powerful tools. 5. Create space to think. Panic demands immediate reaction. Leadership demands a thoughtful response. In the chaos of crisis, the smartest leaders intentionally slow things down, even just for a moment, to give themselves space to think. That doesn't mean you delay action indefinitely. It means you claim a small window to process, assess, and consider. Whether it's 5 minutes in silence, a quick walk, or a team huddle, you need space between stimulus and response. General Dwight D. Eisenhower once said, "Plans are worthless, but planning is everything." Fourth, and empower others. Do everything yourself. In a crisis, centralized control becomes a bottleneck. That's why elite leaders build teams of decision makers, not just task doers. Delegating isn't just about handing off work, it's about transferring trust and authority. When your people know they're empowered to act, they become more confident, more committed, and more effective. This is how modern militaries, emergency teams, and successful companies operate. Everyone has a role, everyone has ownership, and everyone understands the mission. That shared responsibility reduces burnout, increases agility, and leads to faster problem solving. 3. Be the emotional anchor. In a storm, people look for something or someone that isn't moving. That's what you are as a leader, the emotional anchor. When you stay grounded, others find their footing too. This doesn't mean faking confidence. It means managing your presence, your tone, your body language, your eye contact. These things matter more than you think. They signal to others whether they should panic or perform. Barack Obama, during moments of national crisis, was often praised for his calm demeanor. His ability to project calm gave others the courage to keep moving forward. In crisis leadership, your energy is contagious. Make sure it's the kind that brings stability, not stress. 2. Let your core values guide every move. Pressure reveals character. Crisis exposes what you really believe, and that's why your values must be your compass. In hard times, shortcuts will tempt you. So will blame, fear-based decisions, and self-preservation. But leaders who stay grounded in their values, whether it's integrity, transparency, service, or empathy, build trust that lasts far beyond the crisis itself. Ask yourself, what kind of leader do I want to be remembered as after this is over? Let that vision guide you, because how you lead during the storm is how people will remember you long after it ends. 1. Lead with hope, but make it real. Finally, the most powerful leadership trait in any crisis is hope. Not blind optimism, but grounded, actionable hope. It's the ability to say, this is hard, but we have a path forward, and we're going to walk it together. Great leaders don't deny the darkness. They acknowledge it and light a candle anyway. They help people believe not just that things can get better, but that their actions matter in making that happen. Nelson Mandela, leading a divided South Africa, didn't just preach unity, he embodied it. His leadership offered hope backed by sacrifice, strategy, and vision. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. Also, subscribe to our channel before you go. Thanks for watching.